Great vowel shift is a major vocalic sound change which is still believed to be isolative, and it began around 1350 or a little after that, and it went on till 1700 when it was completed. It affected the vowel system of English in a very big way, and that accounts for the big difference in pronunciation of English of Chaucer's time and the present time. So by Shakespeare's time, perhaps by the time Shakespeare died, Great Vowel Shift had nearly got completed, but it went on for another century or a little more for it to be, and it leaves its impact in a big way in modern English. So we'll look at what exactly Great Vowel Shift is. Look at words like bake, make, and dame. In Chaucer's time, and that means in the Middle English, the pronunciation was about buck, muck, and dam. That is, the A sound was pronounced ah. And Great Vowel Shift explains why this ah sound and how this ah sound has become A in modern English. In the same way we saw when we listened to the video on E mutation, that the word for mouse in Old English was moose, and it was loose for louse. And this oo sound has become today ow. So we have mouse and louse, and that is explained by Great Vowel Shift. Same way the me's and le's becoming mice and lies also can be explained by Great Vowel Shift. So what is this Great Vowel Shift? What exactly happened? Great Vowel Shift, we believe, happened in the transition period from Middle English to early modern English, which went on for some more time, as I said. And what happened was Great Vowel Shift caused all the Middle English long vowels to be pronounced with a greater elevation of the tongue. So both back vowels and front vowels became closer in quality. And those vowels which are already close became diphthongs. So that is, in a nutshell, what Great Vowel Shift is. It affected all the long vowels of Middle English, and they all became closer in quality. They came to be pronounced with a greater elevation of the tongue. That means they all became closer. So they all shifted, their quality changed. All the vowels changed their quality, and all these vowels became another vowel. And some evolved further, and we will see how that happened. So this is more of a descriptive look at Great Vowel Shift rather than trying to explain how it happened, because nobody clearly knows how it happened. We just can describe this has happened and see examples for that. Well, the 7 long vowels of Middle English, and you can see that the vowels in the cardinal vowel diagram here. This one is open central sound, which is A and A and A and E. So you see this is the E is a closed sound. So it can't be closer. It's E. And this is a closed mid A and open mid A and open sound A, open mid A and close mid O and close sound oo. See, they are all becoming closer. When you progress from R to E or R to oo, you can find that they are becoming closer. Well, that is because the tongue is elevated as we move upwards. So we know that close vowels are vowels in which the tongue is moved upwards, either to the front or the back of the mouth. So that we know. So the progression here is from an open position to the closed position. We look at that closer now. The 7 long vowels of Mid English: A, E, O, U. The changes happen very slowly over several centuries, say from 1350 to 1700, and not necessarily in any particular sequence. Well, with the limited phonological evidence we have, of course. The changes of these Middle English vowel sounds under Great Vowel Shift can be summarized with the following examples. So we'll look at the different examples, how each sound changed. We'll look at how O changed, for example. O became rounded O and it became further. You see, it's becoming closer. O, and O, which much later in modern English became O in Britain. In America, it continues to be O. The half open O, yeah. So this O sound in Middle English examples would be got and hop. Modern English pronunciation would be goat and hope. So you can see that. The movement is from the O to O and then to O. So this O could not be further closed, so that it became a diphthong, it became O. In modern English, in Britain, this has become O. So in England, people would pronounce this, not all over England, in many parts of England, we have goat and hope. While in America and many other varieties of English, it is goat and hope. Okay, that is what happened to the O sound and the rounded O, which was there in Middle English. There is no rounded O in English today. The rounded O sound in English became oo. See, O became oo, as in words whoose and moose. And this oo later became O, and today we have ow sound. So it is moose became mouse, and then it became mouse. So that is the evolution of whoose. Whoose was originally horse, it became whoose, then it became hose, and then today it is house. So this oo evolved into a diphthong by we believe by 17th century, and present day quality is the same as in ow, house. Yeah. And what happened to ah? You remember ah, which was a open mid-central sound. Ah became a, and later it became a, and it became a later on. Today we have a. There used to be a long a sound in English. So, in Middle English period, during Chaucer, it was bark and dam. It became back and dam, and then it became bake and dame, and today we have bake and dame. This is a sound we should be careful about in our speech, because in Indian languages we have a long a sound, which is equivalent to the old a, and we need to remember it is a. So it is bake and dame in modern English. And long a sound, wherever there was a long a sound, it became e. So in Middle English, a used to be, for example, in the words like met, gran, and dead. So it was meet, green, and deed were pronounced met, gran, and dead in Old English, which became today, as we know, meet, green, and deed. E sound, a became e. And long e sound, which is a front close sound, it could not be closed further. It became I, and then it became I. So e as in meese and fief became mice and five in modern English. E became a diphthong, and this is an intermediate change, which final product is I. So you might be a bit confused, so let me explain with this diagram. The idea is, in great vowel shift, wherever there was an I, it moved to the upper position, and this moved to this, and this moved to this, and this to this. So that is the progression of Middle English. Middle English long vowels, which became closer in quality, and finally some of them became diphthongs. So that is the great vowel shift. Well, my idea is just to introduce this to you. Well, basically this explains great vowel shift, but you might want to read more about it and see more examples. So thank you very much for listening, and see you again in another video.